Whoop, whoop.
Trains don't sound like that. It's a hype train episode. We are in a fancy hotel, which is why they provided us, rather conveniently, with trendy glassware.
Sort of tulipy.
So we are in deepest, darkest Pennsylvania on our little Pennsylvania trip, and we picked up some cans from Other Half as we came in through New York, along with a bunch of other tap rooms that we went to, and we thought it'd be a good opportunity to evaluate what has to be the most hyped brewery ever.
Hypiest of hype.
And we've managed to get hold of 3 pretty different beers, which isn't always the case with Other Half. They're pretty samey. One of which I'm really looking forward to trying because it's fucking bonkers. So we'll open with something relatively standard.
Yes.
It's called Go With The Flow. It's a double dry hopped India Pale Ale at 6.5%. We don't know the hop varietals in it. It just says IPA.
And that's a standard thing? They don't share what they're putting in?
Well, not on the next one. They tell us exactly what's gone into it. So
okay.
I'm not quite sure why they wouldn't for this one.
Interesting.
So we get the aroma on this?
I mean, I can smell it from here.
Yeah. We don't really need to even shove it in our faces. Lots of classic mango. Something a little bit more delicate as well. Something lychee-esque, maybe?
Yeah, it's a tropical explosion.
A little bit green, though, as well. A lot of... If you really breathe in deep, you get a ton of really astringent green hop. So it's best sniffed at about this distance.
Johnny, I can't see you.
You don't want to.
Well rounded.
Yeah, it smelt green, but it doesn't taste green. It tastes...
Wow.
It tastes really soft, really velvety. Lots of lovely floral notes and citrus things coming off. Not harsh citrus, no tang, no lemon peel, no orange peel. It's all juice. It's even got enough bitterness for me. Like a lot of these New Englanders really lack it, but I've still got a little bit of tang around the tongue.
Tang around the tongue. That's an old tongue twister, isn't it? I like how soft it is. It's very smooth, isn't it?
Yeah, they've nailed that mouthfeel.
Mm-hmm.
Like sipping on squirty cream.
Oh,
Ooh.
what a pleasure that was as a child.
Okay, now we're going to move on to a style that I hate.
I think I can guess what it is.
Yeah? What is it?
Because it was about half the taps that were there.
Yeah, we were dodging lactose.
Yeah.
It was over half the taps, Other Half. So this is Double Citra Daydream, a double dry hopped Imperial Oak Cream India Pale Ale. So it's all Citra. It's double dry hopped, and it's got a ton of oats, and it's got lactose in.
Wow.
Now, lactose IPA is my least favourite style of beer. I think that it's... You know how when you have a beer with a pudding, and the beer immediately tastes rancid? That's basically what they put in a glass, in my opinion.
I think it's an odd thing to do.
Why do you want to sweeten something that's supposed to be bitter?
Exactly. So you can definitely smell the sort of IPA, lactosey vibe.
It's definitely there. It's less pronounced than in some I've had, but it just adds a vanilla-y, sticky thing that I just don't think belongs next to loads of citrus and pine and all these other notes that we're going to be getting from the hops.
I actually like it more than I thought I would.
I think it's well made, and I think there's some nice aspects to it. It feels less creamy than the first one, weirdly. But it is very velvety. There's some nice hop character. You can tell it's Citra. It's got that classic grapefruit boom.
Falls a bit flat for you, for your palate.
It starts to taste to me like a milkshake. Mm-hmm. And if I'm going to drink booze, and I'm going to drink beer, and I'm going to get some bitterness, because you're always going to get bitterness even during dry hopping, it's just a clash on the palate for me.
Yeah.
And I don't quite understand the appeal. I think the appeal of it is to people who dislike bitterness, and if you dislike bitterness, great, this is for you. But it's not really... I'm going to start sounding really old-fashioned here. It's not really what an IPA should be.
It's not an IPA, mate.
No.
Not an IPA, mate.
Fucking IPA, so... jog on. I don't know, it's just personal preference. I think that's really well made, but it's just not for me. It's for Brad. Brad's finish his glass.
I got a sweet tooth, what can I say? When you were talking about milkshakes, I was just thinking back to the tap room and that amazing soft serve amuse bouche of a little sexy, was it boysenberry? And
it was all berry.
All the berries.
All berries and granola. So they got the seed flavour in there somehow.
That was awesome.
Which is a great little segue to the fact that our next beer is another granola Berliner Weiss.
Aye.
Because that's the thing. So, final beer. This is one that we picked up. It was being released that week to much fanfare.
Yeah.
This is the Pumpkin Spice Crunchy. Get ready, settle in for this.
Go on.
Imperial Pumpkin Spice Granola Berliner Weiss with pecans, pumpkin pie spices, toasted coconut, vanilla, maple syrup, cinnamon, almonds and milk sugar.
That's about 15 different things, 14 different things.
It's an essay, basically.
Whoa. I
I feel like two beers that shouldn't come together have collided.
Yeah.
Like a pumpkin Berliner Weiss.
Like a head-on train wreck is what you're saying, Johnny.
Yeah.
Potentially.
A train wreck.
Maybe. I must say it does smell pretty wild. To me, it's like got a bready cinnamonness to it.
Yeah, cinnamon roll or cinnamon... Come on, let's check them off. Berliner Weiss, no.
No.
So there you go, the style, no. Pumpkin spice.
Well, spice. There's spicy stuff going on.
But I think that's the cinnamon.
There's
Pecan, yes.
Bit of pepperiness.
Pumpkin, yes. Toasted coconut, no.
It's just getting overwhelmed, maybe.
Vanilla.
Yeah, I think there's vanilla.
Maple syrup.
It smells sweet as hell. I'm not sure I could distinguish maple syrup. I guess it hasn't got that.
Yeah.
That's not a smokiness to it.
Yeah, I feel like it's a glazed raisin pastry of some description with cinnamon.
Cinnabon.
Yeah.
With pecans on it. It is. For me, it's like it is a cinnamon roll. Except possibly somehow sweeter
It is sweeter.
than a cinnamon roll, which are pretty bloody sweet.
I hate it.
Johnny hates it. Again, I don't hate it.
For me, that is just unbearably sweet. There's no balance to it. At the point where we were smelling it, we were getting different things. I can't pick apart that on the palate.
No, it's just overwhelmingly sweet, isn't it? It's almost like drinking the wort, isn't it? Like
Yeah, it is like unfermented beer.
it's not for Johnny.
It's not for human consumption.
Yeah, it's a funny one, that.
I don't know why you'd make that a Berliner Weiss either. Like, if they'd given that some yeast depth and called it a Scotch ale, I'd have been like, okay, I can see what you're trying to do here.
Maybe
But
Berliner,
making it a Berliner Weiss, there's just zero depth to it. There's no bite. There's no lactic character. It's not a Berliner Weiss.
Yeah.
I don't really want to finish on that because I really, really enjoyed that, and
Yeah.
I thought that was a well-made beer, but not for me.
Not for you,
but
yeah.
that is oh god. I haven't got words for how shit that is. Well, so in conclusion, I love their IPAs.
Yeah, we already knew that. We already
yeah.
knew they were fucking
Yeah, I
great.
guess we did, yeah. And I enjoyed the Berliner Weiss we had at the brewery, and I thought that was well made, but not for me.
Yeah.
But I think that this absurd pastry sour is a step too far, and I worry when I look at that tap list at that place, I worried that more of it was going towards that side and they're losing. I think because if you go for hyper trendy stuff, which they did when they started with all the New England IPA, if you're going for the trends, the people who are interested in trends have super short attention span.
They just want whatever's the newest thing anyone can think of.
So it means you can't.
You can't turn out the same stuff every time. You need to be pushing the beer envelope in all kinds of wacky directions. Like, they'd probably only make this once, right? For that drop. And then they're on to the next thing.
They might make it next year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you want to be at the front of the race, you've got to keep getting faster, basically. And I think that that's the danger that Other Half and other breweries are running at the moment, where they're just going to try to innovate themselves into a fucking corner. And it's a real shame because what they make here is,
it's amazing.
banging.
Yeah.
Like some of the best IPAs we've tried.
100%.
So, yeah, go there and, maybe try this stuff. But the IPAs are worthy of the name.
For sure.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers, man.